Hi everybody, welcome back. I hope you're doing really well. Well, since I've sat down and done some makeup, so it feels very nice to be back. I'm really excited today to be working with About Face Beauty. They are one of my favourite brands ever. I've gone on about them a million times. I use their products religiously, so it's always really exciting for me to be able to work with them. We're gonna do some really fun makeup. I've got like a little base on already. I'm gonna be filming an updated base video soon because I feel like I've kind of got it down recently, so that will be coming at some point. But for today, we're gonna do some fun makeup. It's gonna be great. Let's go. Whenever I use and mention About Face, a lot of you always say that you're obsessed with them, you really love them, and you really want to try their products. I've also currently got 15% off site-wide, which is amazing, so perfect time to try things. And all of the matte eye fluid paints are back in stock. These are amazing. So I'm gonna be using those today, I'm having a little play around. And yeah, if you see anything you like, 15% off site-wide, so perfect time to try. I'll leave the code and everything that you need on screen and in the description down below. And yeah, let's do some makeup. I'm going to use, this is actually the only product that I'm using today that I haven't used yet, so I'm really excited about this. This is the Cheek Freak Blush Balm, and this is the shade Get Some. I'm always obsessed with the About Face packaging. I feel like I say this all the time, but it's just the best packaging ever. That looks so beautiful. So it's just like a really kind of deep berry sort of shade, and that's kind of the vibe that I'm gonna, and that's kind of the vibe that I want to go for today anyway. I feel like when the weather changes and it gets a little bit more autumnal, I really love those like deep, rich colours. So we're going to kind of go with that sort of vibe today. So taking my finger and I'm going to start patting a little bit of that onto my cheekbones. Just giving a really nice flush of colour. It's got that kind of sheer quality to it, so it just looks really natural, still really looks like skin. That is a beautiful colour. I'm really into things like this, especially like autumn, winter. I feel like I just love these. Well, you can see, I love these like deep wine tones. Like I mentioned this before when I've used About Face products, but I just think it's a really cool store. About Face is owned by Halsey, an artist, performer, just incredible. And they created the brand because they've always done their own makeup, which I just think is really cool. I always think a brand that's created by somebody who has like a genuine understanding of makeup always has a little bit more of a pizzazz to it. I think as a performer, you need products that are going to last really long, have really good coverage, really good payoff, and just also easy to use. No one wants to be faffing about. These are 100% that. They have that very kind of stage makeup quality, but really usable and really good for every day. So yeah, I'm absolutely obsessed with this brand, and I just think that's a really cool little story. I think you can really tell that when you use the products, like they just work really well, really quickly, last long, really good colour range as well, which I think is really fun for when you're doing more experimental makeup. The whole message of the brand is something that I just really love, of just like very carefree, just fun. Makeup doesn't need to be perfect, like as long as you feel good and you're having fun, really all that matters. I love that. That looks so cute. My skin looks just really fresh and it kind of looks like I've just been outside in the cold and I've got like a little flush. Some little freckles in, and then I think we're almost done with skin. I like the finish that that blush has given. It's kind of looks like I've highlighted. My skin looks really glowy and healthy just from one product, so add some freckles in. I'm just using a lip liner for that. This is the After Party lip liner. You can tell this is quite loved by how short it is. Now I feel like skin's all done, so I'm going to zoom in and get going on my eyes. I mentioned earlier, all of the matte eye fluids are back in stock. These are just a few of them. I think I've got like 30 of these in like every colour. These are just perfect, especially the black one. I take this like everywhere with me. It's perfect for like liner, smoky eye. You can just do a lot with it. Really in this like winey mood today, and I just can't get it out of my head, so I feel like I'm going to go with this one. It's a shade Cloned. Again, packaging is just so cute. They've just got this like nice big applicator, really easy to use, and I just love the consistency of these. Yeah, you will see it all come to life in a moment. So I'm just going to get any creases off my lid and make sure I've got a nice flat base to work with. What I love about these is there's a lot of different ways you can use them. So sometimes I'll put it on the back of my hand, go straight in with the brush and kind of do it that way for a little bit of like a sheerer coverage, or you can go straight on, blend with your fingers, brushes, like literally anything. Go straight in with the applicator, and I'm just gonna chuck that on just underneath the crease. Using a small fluffy brush, I'm just gonna really lightly buff the edges of that, and then with the outer corner I'm just going to lightly wing it out, just using whatever's on the brush just to add a bit of shape. You can see they just blend so nicely. Just patting over just to make sure everything's drying down, but that blend is literally so nice and so easy. These are water resistant, so once they're set, they're on, they're not going anywhere. You have to use like, you'll need to use like an oil based cleanser to get them off, so you know they're not going anywhere. But I love that colour. I feel like it's just like the perfect autumnal. The other side. It's like my favourite way to just do like a quick fun eye look. It's like one colour, you can change the shape. You can kind of build up how intense you want the colour to be. It's just like a really easy way to just do something fun. But sometimes we get stuck in like ruts with just doing the same makeup, and I feel like literally just changing one little thing, like just trying a different eye look one day, or like a different lip colour. I feel like it makes such a big difference to how you feel. This is a fun time of year to kind of play around with makeup. You can always go a little bit deeper, and you can kind of play with colours that you maybe don't usually feel comfortable with. Add a little bit of definition, taking the black fluid eye paint. This is the shade Art of Darkness. I'm going to use this almost as a liner just to add a little bit of depth. So I'm going to take this on the back of my hand, so I'm just going to pop like the tiniest bit. You really don't need a lot of these. Taking a little pencil brush, I'm just going to take literally the tiniest little bit of this ever. They're so pigmented, and just really close to the lash line. Just gonna pop that there. Do like a little baby wing. Just using a clean small brush again, just gonna start buffing that out. And I want it to almost kind of disappear into that brown. So I'm just kind of using a mixture of patting and really lightly kind of buffing, just so it's almost a kind of seamless blend into each other. There we go, so you've gained that definition back. It's given like a nice cat eye effect, but it doesn't look like you've just stuck a wing on top of it, so I love how soft that looks. It's so funny, like when I film in the morning before I go to work, because I'm going to tattoo after this, and I'll walk in, everyone will be like, fucking hell, you look glam, like where are you going? And I'm like, majority of the time I look like an 11-year-old boy, so I think it kind of sends them all into shock when I've actually got makeup on. Yeah, obsessed with that. Ooh. It's on, I'm actually going to add a little bit more of that blush. I feel like my skin can just carry a bit more colour now. This is like the most chaotic order I've ever done my makeup in, I'm very sorry, but mascara on my top and bottom lashes. Kind of want to do like a nice chunky lash. Just gonna do some like chunky little bottom lashes, so I just use the end of the brush and kind of like push it up rather than going like that. And I just sort of squeeze them together and like pull the ends off just so they're a little bit shorter and chunkier. And kind of like pushing my lashes out to the outer corner just so it follows that cat eye shape we've created. What an actual godsend makeup is. Like seriously. And I'm just going to brighten up the inner corner a little bit with the Light Lock powder. This is the shade This Bliss. Really beautiful light reflecting powder. I'm just going to pop a little bit of that right in the inner corner. Really cute kind of like doll eye look. I love it with the bottom lashes as well. Very 60s, very cute. Just going to pop a bit of that on my nose as well. There we go. So I feel like that's it for eyes. I love that look. It's still very wearable and very everyday, but it's got a nice little autumnal kind of touch to it, so I love that. It looks really nice with like the fresh kind of glowy skin as well, so yeah, just gonna do my lips and then we're all done. I've got two liners, as I said, this one is like my favourite, and then this is another one that I've got called Raucous. This one is a little bit more orangey and warm, so that could be cute, and then this one's a little bit browner. Lining my lips with the matte lip pencil in the shade After Party. Literally love these so much. For something that's so matte and stays for so long, they just glide on so nicely and they don't feel dry. And then I'm just gonna softly buff the edges in. Definitely leave it like that. I kind of love that like really strong outline. A tiny bit of the painted lip colour. This is the shade Dilemma. Like the craziest long lasting matte lipsticks in the world. Wiped most of the excess off and I'm just gonna put a little bit of that in the centre, just to give that almost ombre lip. It just kind of ties it in with the eyes perfectly as well. I feel like that lip and eye are just so perfect together, and I feel like the blush just ties it all in and just gives that really nice, fresh, very wearable glam look, so I absolutely love that. I'll zoom you in so you can see everything really close up. There we go, that is the finished look for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this. I absolutely love how this makeup turned out. I feel like it just is like my perfect kind of autumnal glam. Massive thank you to About Face for working with me on today's video. I absolutely adore you. And as I said, they have 15% off site-wide at the moment, and all of the matte fluid eye paints are back in stock, which is insane. The code on the screen again, as well as in the description box, all the products that I've used and everything you need. So thank you so much for watching this, and thank you for being here as always. I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day, and I will see you all very soon. Love you.